Hello Year 4, I hope you're all well. In today's PDW session, we will be continuing to think of who our very important people are. Now, today we'll be focusing all about friends, and we will be explaining and exploring how to make and how to keep our fabulous friends. So by the end of this session, you will be able to explain why we need new friends. You will be able to suggest the different ways that we can make new friends, and you'll be able to describe ways to treat your friends to make sure that you stay friends. Now, to start with, I want you to think of the following questions. Number 1, why is friendship important? And number 2, what makes a great friendship? So, pause the video now and have a think about these two questions, please, and we will discuss them later on in the video. Okay, so hopefully you've thought of a few things for why it's important to have friends, and also you've thought of a few things that makes a great friendship. But to start with, we really need to understand what we mean by friendship. Now, friendship is a mutual relationship of affection between two people. So two people who really care about each other, who like to do things together, that is considered as friendship. Now, I want you to think, who are your friends and how did you make your friends? Pause the video and have a think. So you might be saying that you've got lots of friends and most of them might be people at school. You might have made your friends through school. You might have made them other ways. Now sometimes we do make friends with people because of our parents or carers. So if your parents are friends with each other, then you might be friends with your parents' friends, daughter or son. Sometimes you make friends with people because you have the same interests and hobbies. You like doing the same things. Or sometimes it's because you have the same group of friends and it's not always down to chance. Or sometimes it is down to chance. For example, if maybe I change the seating plan and you sit next to someone different who you don't really speak to normally, you could make friends with them. And that isn't always by chance. Okay? Now, do you think we ever get to a point in life where we don't actually need any more friends? Or should we be open to the idea of always making new friends? What do you think? I think we should always be open to the idea of making new friendships because there are so many benefits and good points to having lots of friends. But you might be thinking, it's actually quite hard to make new friends. So, how can we make new friends? Can you pause the video, write down 3 or 4 points of how we can make new friends, and we will discuss some of the points in a moment, okay? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, let's see if you got any of the ideas that I came up with. So I said, we can make a new friend by thinking about the things that you enjoy and seeking out someone else who enjoys those things. So if you like playing football, like I know Frankie does, you might look for someone else who likes playing football because you can talk about those things. You could also say hello. Saying hello, waving, smiling, showing that you're open to having a new friendship. You'd be surprised about just how saying hello helps you to make a friend. Saying something nice to your new friend about them. So I remember when Marcus first joined Year 4 that lots of people were being really nice to him and they were wanting to play with him and they were saying really nice things to him. Similarly with Yusuf too, when Yusuf joined, and that was really, really nice to see. And that helped you make new friends for those two. Doing something kind for them, so like letting them join in with your game, saying, do you want to play with me? Doing something kind for them will make them realise that, that's a good friend, I want them to stick around. Smiling, having fun, showing that you're approachable. If you walk around with a face like a grump, do you think they're going to think you're approachable? Probably not. Smile and have fun. That will help you make a new friend. Most importantly, be willing to share. Not only sharing your things, but also sharing your friend. Letting them have other friends too is really important. So not just saying, oh, you can't be friends with this person, you're my friend. We need to make sure that we let our friends have other friends too, because that's a really healthy friendship. Also, be happy and proud of who you are. If you're confident of who you are, you'll make others want to be friends with you too, especially if you're happy and if you're smiling. So Here's some of ideas of how we can make new friends, but it's often easier said than done. Do you think it's easy to make friends, or do you find it quite hard to make friends? Okay. Sometimes you can make a new friend by finding a common interest. So maybe you have something that you both enjoy doing, such as dancing or reading, or something that you like learning about. You might like learning about maths, and you might have that as your common interest. And if you have that common interest, that's going to spark that conversation and help you have something to talk about, and you'll be able to make a bond over it. So understanding what your interests are as an individual person can help you to see good opportunities for making friends. And this is going to help you with your first task today. So your first task today is to create your own name art. So this is where you write your name in bubble writing or in big letters in the middle of a piece of paper. Then you can write or draw all of your interests, so things that you like doing, all of your hobbies, so you might like baking, you might like running, you might like playing football, or your personality traits, so you might be really kind, you might be really funny, you might be gentle and caring, using the letters within your own name. So here's an example of the name Ashley. Now she's wrote her name in bubble writing. You've got a picture of her singing, so she obviously likes to sing. Oh, this looks like a cinema, so that might be something that she's interested in. She is reading, playing football. Here she's growing some plants, and it looks like she's on a scooter. So you can see here that she has drawn lots of her hobbies, interests and personality traits. Now this is what you are going to do first. So on this sheet, it's the very first sheet in your resource pack. At the top, just to brainstorm your ideas. What are your interests? What do you really enjoy doing? It can be inside school or outside school. Do you like shopping? Do you like baking? Do you like singing? Then your hobbies. What do you actually do? What do you do outside of school? So do you go to any clubs? Do you really enjoy maths? And then think of your personality traits. What makes you you? That you might be really empathetic towards other people. You might be really caring. You might be kind, willing to share. And then write your name in big letters in bubble writing. It's really important that you try and get it in bubble writing like this one, so that you can fit all your things in the inside. But if you can't do bubble writing and you don't have a grown-up to help you, that's okay, because what you can do is write your name in normal letters and then just list or draw your interests, hobbies or personality traits around the outside of it. I would like to see this box, this rectangle, beaming with loads and loads of your interests, your hobbies and your personality traits. Make it as colourful as you can. I'm really excited to see these. So pause the video where you are. You can spend around about 10 to 15 minutes doing that now, please. If you don't want to draw, you can just write down what they are, but try and make it colourful, okay? Pause the video now and go to that sheet, please. Off you go. Okay, so by now you should have completed your name art sheet. Really excited to see those. So let's get back to thinking about friendships now. Why do you think it's really important that we need more than one friend in our life? So we can't just have one friend and think, well, I'm happy with that friend, I don't need any more friends. Why do you think it might be important to have more than one friend? Pause the video and have a think. Well, some of our friends will be friends from different friendship groups. We will have met them from doing different things. And when we go through life, we have happy times and sad times. And different friends will be really important in your life during these times. For example, if you have a friend that you play a sport with, such as netball or football, really important that you have a friend that does that, especially if you're working really hard to train for the netball team, for example. Now that's just one example of a type of friend you might have. But you also might have a type of friend who is funny. And if you have a type of friend that will be funny, they will be really important when you need cheering up if you're feeling a bit down, a bit sad. If you have a friendship who's a good listener, if you have a friend who's a good listener, that's important when you need someone to talk to and you just need someone to listen to you. So that shows here that we definitely need more than one friend in our life because they all provide different levels of happiness. and they all provide being there for you for different times when you're happy and when you're not so happy. But it's also really important to make sure you keep your old friends as well as your new friends. And I want us to think, why is it good to have old friends as well as new friends? And there are some reasons here, is that they will have known you for a really long time. They will have known you for the good times and also the bad times, and they know how to support you. They're likely to know your other friends and your family. They might be part of your family, but not actually through blood, because they've known you for that long that they become really close to your other friends as well as your family. You know that they are a loyal friend, that they are always there for you. You can depend on them if you've been friends with them a long time. And finally, you know what they are like in their good times and bad times. So not only can they support you because they know you, but if they're an old friend, you know them too. So it's really important that we also have old friends as well as new friends. But sometimes, as we grow older, it might be quite hard to maintain these friendships with older friends. So we need to think now, how can we maintain these friendships with the older friends? Because if we go to different schools or we move house, we might not see them as often. Pause the video and have a think. How can we keep these friendships with our old friends? Have a think. Okay, so what we could do is you could make sure you try and see them as much as you can, and this means that you have regular contact with them. If they live really far away, you could have that regular contact by maybe calling them or even FaceTiming them, video calling them like over Zoom like we do every morning. Even though we can't see each other right now, we maintain that contact too. Being caring towards them, letting them know that you're still there for them even if you can't see them as often. Showing an interest in them, asking what they've been up to recently or how they've been getting on. Remembering key events like their birthday, remembering to send them maybe a birthday card or a birthday message, just saying happy birthday. And finally, making time for them wherever possible. Okay? Now, we're not going to do this in pairs, but I do want you to think, which ideas above do you think are the most important ideas for maintaining friends? Pause the video and have a think, please. Okay, now we know that sometimes friendships can get a bit hard, so we need to make a really conscious effort sometimes to keep the friendship going, and that is how we can do it. So your task for today is, your final task, is to write 5 rules for a happy friendship. So can you think of 5 rules that can make a happy friendship? And write them in the spaces below. Now there are 2 lines here, so what you can do is you can write the rule. So for example, I will always be honest with my friend, but then explain how you can do that. So I will always be honest with my friend by making sure that I tell them if they have upset me, or if I tell them if I have done something wrong that might upset them. Okay, so write 5 rules, explain what the rule is and how you can implement it, how you can actually put it into practice, okay? That is your task for today, and apart from that, we have got our plenary for today. So why is friendship important and what makes a great friendship? So we had these questions at the start of the lesson. Can you return back to them now and think, have your ideas changed? Have your ideas improved since learning lots more about friendships, old friendships, new friendships? Pause the video and have a think and a little bit of a chat if you've got someone next to you, please. Off you go. Okay, so that is today's PDW lesson. I hope you've learnt lots and lots about how friendship is important and why it's so important, and also what makes a great friendship. Have a lovely rest of your day and I will see you in our next lesson. Goodbye, Year 4.